Hey, how's it going out there, all my ghouls, goblins, vampires, witches, gays, girls, theys, and everything in between? And welcome to my Safe Gayven. I'm super excited because it's been so long since I've had the opportunity to talk about this show and talk about this with one of my favorite people in the world. She always says that she likes to talk about fruity shit and vampires. And so when this show first came out, I was like, oh, I have to have her on to talk about the show. And we had a successful run talking about season one. So I knew when season two came back, when it was renewed for a season two, I had to have this person back. But before I even get into all of that, let me say for the people that are joining the stream, maybe if this is your first time checking out the stream, hey, how's it going? My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek. And I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, or magic, which is apropos for this show. So I like to talk about horror shit, spooky shit, anime, fantasy, sci-fi, and of course I like to talk about black representation. I don't know what to point. There we go. Black representation, queer representation, all of that stuff. You see the shirt, black self-care therapy, all of that. So if you think that's important, representation matters and representation equals normalization, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Become one of my Safe Gayveneers. It's what I call my followers. Help me get to 8,500 subscribers. I'm almost there, almost creeping up. I want to get to the point where I can finally say, like Dragon Ball Z, it's over 9,000. But with that, you're not here to hear me ramble. So let's talk about Interview with the Vampire. But as you guys know, I do not like to do these live streams alone. So like I said, I am here with a very special guest, a friend of mine. She is a fabulous content creator on the interwebs, as the old people like to say, the TikToks. And let's welcome the fabulous, the wonderful, the spooky Amanda Castrillo. Amanda, just vibing.
Hello, Michael. Thank you
How's it
so much
going?
for having me back.
Thanks for coming back. So yeah, for the people maybe if they didn't check out the stream that we did 2 years ago, or anything like that.
2 years ago.
First of all, if you haven't seen our Interview with the Vampire season one, go check it out. It's in the playlist. But for the people that don't know who you are, introduce yourself.
All right. I'm so sorry. I look so tired right now. It's because I am. But my name is
look
Amanda
great.
Castrillo, aka Amanda Just Vibin. I talk about media, commentary, comedy. I mainly talk about like movies, TV shows, and also like I love spooky stuff and I love gay stuff. And I think vampirism is inherently fruity, and that's why I'm here.
Yes, it is. And the show is extra fruity, which
Yeah.
is why I love even more so than the books.
I know. Like, oh my, I reread the books after like the series came out and I was like, okay, like go off.
I never actually read I just know of them because I mostly just saw the original movie. But I never actually read, but I know the book because I know like her vampires are mostly asexual, but these they getting busy.
Books are pretty fruity still. Like they are like less physically so, like they can't physically like, do it because like they can't. But they're still like definitely very fruity. Like the fruit is there.
The fruit is looming.
The fruit is looming.
It's just in the background.
It's definitely there. Like I'm picking up what she was putting down. Like
we got somebody to say, "Oh, she had a really funny TikTok video." So we got people.
Oh, thank you.
Know who you are. Hey, the vamps are back. Yes.
I look like one right now.
The Galactus in the back is cool. Thanks. This is probably the most expensive thing that I own. And granted, my back when I hit submit, when I bought it, I was just like, but yeah, like you said, it looks cool in the background. So really I hunger. But with that said, guys, if you didn't know, if you couldn't tell from the title, if you couldn't tell from the intro, we are talking full spoilers for Interview with the Vampire episode 2 or episode 1, season 2. So if you haven't seen it, why are you here? Like you don't spoil yourself. Go watch the episode first and then come back and watch on the replay. Or if you just want to help out the channel, help out your boy, don't spoil yourself. Just let the video play on your phone for the watch time and put it on mute because this episode was great and I don't want to spoil it for you. But with that said, Amanda and I are going to be, pay attention to, I'm going to be mostly paying attention to the chat. This is my channel. But with that, if you do want to get a comment, question, or anything like that out to us, leave a super chat to also support the channel and everything like that. It's not expected. It's not demanded, but it is appreciated. So
I'm demanding it.
okay, well, Amanda's demanding it, so leave a super chat or you're homophobic, especially because Pride Month is coming up next month. So
yeah, I'm like, it's almost Pride Month. Like, hello,
yeah. You got a hi, Amanda. So with that, Amanda, brief thoughts. What did you think about this episode?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so first of all, Interview with the Vampire. I think I rewatched season 1 way too many times. Both like watching it, and just having it on the background. I will say, so far, 2 for 2, they are doing really good at like first episodes per season.
Agreed.
Like, I think they're doing a really good job at like setting things up and like picking up where it left off. And I was very pleasantly surprised. Like, I always kind of like, I remain cautiously optimistic, especially when a season 2 comes around, because I'm like, oh my god, like this could get better or this could get worse.
Yeah, how are they gonna keep up the momentum? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm like, last season ended pretty like insanely, so I'm like, what do we? So I really do enjoy like the way that they just kind of hit the ground running, and also like the horror elements.
I feel like they did. Yeah, I feel like they upped it a notch.
Like I was like, I mean, I know it's horror, but like there was like one part in particular that I don't want to get ahead of us, but like I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But there was one part in particular where I was like, oh, ew, cool, love that. And I really enjoyed it. Like a really solid episode. I really want to rewatch it. I've only watched it once so far, but really good episode.
I agree. Now, I will say, judging the first episode of season 1 and then this episode, I will say that the first episode of last season hit better, mostly because of that ending scene between Lestat and Louis, and Lestat giving that monologue. But this episode was incredible, and I also love that, like, being that this season is focusing on the vampire theater. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but the
it's like something like French.
It's like
like the theater of the vampires or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But French person's gonna be very angry in the comments.
Probably, they're like, these guys are canceled. They don't know what they're talking about. They didn't do their research. But being that we're being on that note for this season, I love that in a very theater way, because this season we got a new Claudia played by Delaney Hayes. And they kind of had like an insert, kind of like when you go to like a theater play and there's like somebody playing another role, they do like an insert in the playbill, and they're like, the role of Claudia from this point forward will be played by Delaney Hayes. And I like that. That was it. I was like, oh, like I caught that immediately. I was like, oh, this is like theater. It feels like a insert. I don't know. Did you feel that? Or did you notice
one of the things, I was joking when I said this, but like initially when like Bailey Bass was like announced that she was going to be recast, right? And they announced her replacement as Delaney. My initial reaction to it was, this is fine, because I'm just going to go by the logic that Louis didn't remember her right anyway.
that also works, because like, yeah, with everything that's happened in this season, especially because like he's like, wait, this didn't happen this way. Like, I don't remember. Yeah. So like
things are coming back.
Unlike a lot of shows, like, or movies, like when you think about Iron Man, where the recasting of Terrence Howard and then Don Cheadle showing up, like, it's like, all right, it's a little jarring at first, but like, and then we know cognitively we know that, you know, the casting and yada yada yada, so you know you got to suspend your disbelief with that. But in this show particular, like, it kind of works. Where
and that's
like,
the thing too, I was afraid, because like no matter how, like, also Delaney did a fantastic job. Like, let's get that out of the way first of all. But I always get afraid when there is a recast. I'm just like, oh my god, is it gonna take me a second? Is it gonna take me out? Like, am I gonna have to get used to this new person, even though it's like not their fault? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just kind of bought it immediately.
And I think a lot of that,
I was just like, oh, that's Claudia. I was like, okay.
And I think a lot of that is on the strength of Delaney Hayes' like her performance. Yeah. Like, I thought she was great. Nothing against Bailey Bass.
Best things about it is that she didn't very much similar energy, but you could tell that she made it her own and that she didn't like try to copy and paste Bailey Bass's performance.
And she basically like slid right in. That's what he said. But like
Yeah.
in terms of
Oh,
in terms of like the chemistry and everything like that, especially more so with, because we haven't seen her with like anybody else like Lestat, anything like that. But at least with Louis, like it feels like she's been there from the beginning.
yeah, and I feel like it works too because again, like a big theme in this show, it's like, oh, memory's a monster, and like things are not or like always as they seem, or like things aren't always as you remembered them. And I think it also kind of works too because like after what Claudia's been through, it is almost kind of like she's a different person from like the little girl that they picked up from a burning house.
Yeah,
You know,
because at this point, what is she like 40?
it's like 40 something. Like she's not the same person. She's been through shit. Like she even like points out later on, like I just want to find one of us that's not like an
Yeah,
asshole.
and one of us is not an
Like
asshole. Yeah.
yeah, and like find like somebody that's not like gonna screw me over because she's been through so much. So like it almost is kind of believable that like not only the audience but like Louis and the rest of the characters would see her in a different light.
To be fair, though, I gotta call pot calling the kettle black, which since they're both black, it actually works too. But like, cause Claudia, she's upset with Louis, and she doesn't like,
Rightfully so.
rightfully so, yes, but also at the same time, like this is also something I feel like Claudia, her hands aren't clean either. Like and I think this is part of the reason why she doesn't like Lestat. They're basically the same person.
Oh no, they're very
She's just
alike.
as vicious, she's just as murderous, and she's just as manipulative. Because we learned that she lied to Louis saying she doesn't dream, only to find out that wasn't true. Like she's manipulating Louis just like everybody else seems to be manipulating Louis.
Yeah. And like one of the main things too, like that was a big pivotal point too, like in the previous season with like the chess match, where it's like that's kind of when you realize like they're both kind of like the same type of person, and that's why they butt heads so much. And it's like even the parts in like which they agree when they like agree that like Louis shouldn't be hunting animals, he should be hunting people. Like even when they don't agree, they agree on shit because they're very similar. And it's like Louis basically just keeps like backflipping into like similar situations,
Yeah,
like constantly.
nope, not me. Says everyone is manipulating Louis. Everyone, because jumping forward a little bit, honestly, I think part of the reason Louis' memories are all screwed up, I think Armand is like doing something. Like he's doing some type of like, I don't know if they haven't really said that vampires can hypnotize each other, but he's also super ancient and super powerful. So I think that's something that he's doing to manipulate.
I have a theory. And don't quote me on this, because I normally don't like think about theories because I just kind of like to let things fly. I think that Louis asked Armand to wipe his shit, like to wipe his memories.
Okay.
I think he asked him to.
Okay.
And I think if he didn't ask him to, and I think the reasoning why, this is a spoiler review. So guys, I'm going to say a bunch of shit that you probably, if you didn't read the books or like didn't see the other movie, like tough shit. Spoilers.
I don't want to hear, don't want to see any flags in the comment. Oh, I didn't know.
This is your warning. I'm going to spoil a lot of shit. If Louis didn't ask him to, I feel like the reason why he's doing it, if again Louis didn't ask him to, is because he's part of the reason why Claudia is dead.
Okay. See, I was going at another angle in the sense of like, I feel like he's manipulating Louis. That also makes sense, but I feel like because he's also super jealous of Lestat.
Oh yeah.
And no matter what, Louis, despite the abuse, despite him flying up like 10,000 feet in the air and dropping him to the ground, despite the abusive nature, him beating him to a pulp in that house, destroying the house, he still constantly thinks about Lestat. And I feel like as a person as powerful and as renowned and as famous as Armand is, he's probably not used to being someone's second fiddle.
Yeah, upstaged by like, because he's like, he sees him everywhere. Like it's like he's down horrendous. Like it's bad. Like he's it's bad. And like again, like I'm kind of jump. Am I jumping ahead? Um, the one part where like he sees like Lestat's like slit throat, like fucked up, partially dead body, but like talking and like
Yeah, it's our
he's
background picture.
hallucinating. And but here's the thing, it's like he's hallucinating. Or is he hallucinating? Or is this like a projection? What's going on?
No, he's definitely hallucinating.
Yeah. And I love at the end too, again skipping forward for the preview of next week. I love how Daniel just be saying shit. Like he'll just be like, "Are you schizophrenic?"
Which also could be a thing as well, because like maybe he's not being manipulated. Maybe he does have some type of mental disorder, you know. Maybe he has dissociative identity disorder or something.
Maybe it's not far fetched because like his brother like had some shit going on with him. Maybe it's hereditary. Like maybe it's like, I mean, also like let's not like act like Louis like a normal guy. Like he did some shit too. You know, like that's the thing where it's like he also like wasn't particularly normal. He like made a Christmas decoration out of somebody's body and organs. Like, yeah. So,
but real quick, I want to say like my favorite character this episode is real Rashid. That's my he hasn't said a word in the episode, but I'm like, that's my favorite character right there.
I love real Rashid. I don't know
where the fact that Daniel was like, where the hell were you this whole time?
I imagine he was just like in a closet. Like, he was just like in a filing cabinet.
But yeah, but I like that they brought that up. Like, yeah, real Rashid. But yeah, why do I think Armand pretended to be Rashid? Because he wants to be close to the interview. And this is also part of the reason
why he didn't want to like seem like he was trying to manipulate anybody. Like he wanted to like fly under the radar.
Agree. And this is also part of the reason why I think that Armand is manipulating Louis, is because when you also think about like the beginning of last season, the reason that Louis wanted to do this interview in the first place is because he's like, I've gotten older. I've gotten to recontextualize some of the things that I thought in my mind. When I first did this interview with you, I thought of Lestat as just a pure villain, just a straight up villain. But now I see there's maybe a little bit more nuance to that. And so because he's starting to remember things that I don't think Dan or Armand wants him to, he's like, no, let me stay close to this whole thing so I can continue to manipulate the entire situation. Because at the end of the day, and they also say that in this episode, Armand doesn't want him to do this interview.
Yeah.
Why?
And like and also too, like something to note, if we've noticed for the past, like, again, like for the entirety of season 1, I love like noticing little details here and there, because you know how both Armand or like Rashid, like fake Rashid / Armand, and Louis would wear either very dark colors or black all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And now we see Armand wearing white. Like all of a sudden, like now that the veil is off, like he's wearing
because he's in the
a
light,
bright color that's like eye-catching versus like everybody else around him wearing darker colors.
Armand is trying to protect his relationship with Louis. Yeah, agree. Because also part of this, their relationship is very weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel any chemistry from the two of them. And I'm not talking about the actors. The actors are doing great. But in terms of Louis and Armand, like even when they were in the bed together, it felt very cold between like it was just like I'm on this side, you're on this side. Like, and even though they were like right next to each other, yeah, it felt like a wall. And I think part of that is even going back to like when we reviewed the season finale, when Armand revealed himself, like
holding hands,
and they were holding hands. And he was like, I want to introduce Armand, the love of my life. And we were just like, blink twice, Louis, if you in bed. Like, it just doesn't feel like I feel no passion.
It feels like he's gaslighting himself into like liking this guy. Like they went on one date and then like I don't know, he didn't know how to say like, hey, it's not working out. Like it's bad. Like
So I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, so it just feels very weird. Like I don't feel any type of romance or any like
I think it's
compared to
because
Lestat, and I think Armand probably knows that as well.
yeah, and then if you like look at the previews, I've been trying not to look at previews as often as I used to for things, but like
Oh yeah,
I've been
I didn't
looking at
look
the
at the
ones for
preview. I
this
didn't look at the
because
preview.
I have a problem and I love this series. Um, but the one where he like kind of is repeating Armand is repeating Lestat's name over and over because like presumably Louis's been talking about him again. So we can tell that like this is an ongoing thing that he's constantly fed up about and he hates hearing about Lestat. And like obviously Louis has not shut the fuck up about Lestat for the past like how many years has it been? Like
Yeah, it's been like what 70 years. And
yeah, it's
what?
been like 70 years and he has not shut the fuck up about Lestat.
And Black Girl Talk Fangs, check her out if you haven't. But yeah, she says, well, Louis and Armand did have that kinky moment in episode 5 last season. So I think they do get it in. Are you talking about the moment where he drank from him?
When he drank the blood?
I don't, I mean, is it a kinky moment? I think that was just more of him
Okay.
like sustaining himself. And then also,
Yeah, okay.
and also
There is
doing it in front of Daniel to manipulate Daniel and make him feel uncomfortable.
that though is that it is an illusion. Like the blood drinking is like it alludes to like sex. So
It does.
like
But then also Armand is super like you're getting blood from a more powerful source. So
yeah,
like
so it's kind of like a give and take type thing, but it's also like a provocative thing. So like either way, they were being fucking weird.
yeah, I think it
About
was
it.
more. I think it was more to make Daniel uncomfortable.
Yeah, like either way, they were just being weird about it. Like regardless of if they were doing it like sexually or not. Obviously, people were like shifty eyed about it.
Yeah,
But
like I definitely think they're still having sex because I mean, at the end of the day, they still have needs, but
yeah,
it's not romantic. I don't
no,
think.
it's like schedule.
Pretty much like, oh, it's Wednesday at 9 o'clock. It's time to have sex again. Then they just go back to their. Then they just go back to their needs. But somebody said Louis had asked Armand to rip out the pages. Ask what kind of relationship is this? So maybe that does go to your theory.
My theory that he asked Armand to wipe his memories.
And why he doesn't want to give him the pages back because
Yeah.
you asked
Because maybe,
you didn't want to see
because
this.
like there was like again, if you look at the original, because you've seen the original movie,
I've seen the movie, yeah.
Like it is a tiny bit of Armand's fault that Claudia bites
Claudia
the
gets,
dust.
yeah.
It is kind of his fucking fault. So, but Louis stays with him for a while anyway, because Louis is a terrible fucking judge of character, first of all. And second of all, he's that girl in high school that can't not have a boyfriend. Like, that's Louis. So it is his fault, but he stays with Armand anyway because he's like enamored with this guy because he's fresh off of his horrible breakup with Lestat.
He doesn't know how to be single.
He doesn't know how to be single. So his daughter's dead. His daughter's sister is dead, and he's like, "Oh shit! Well, I can't be alone, so I guess I'll be with her kind of murderer." Like, he's a terrible judge of character. I feel like he wanted to. His stupid Louis brain was like, "No, don't kill my daughter." Sister, you're so hot, Rashid / Armand. Like, please don't do that. And also, like, I think he wanted to be with him, but was also like really angry about the fact that Claudia was gone. So he was like, okay, we can do this, but you have to wipe me clean first.
So Trice P&M, we don't know for sure. This is just a theory that we're talking about. Because the whole situation between Rashid and Armand, like, we both think that Armand has something to do with the fact that why Louis' memory is all over the place. I don't think he just happened to be losing his memory.
Yeah, no, I don't think he just randomly got like vampire Alzheimer's.
Yeah, but like, vampire Alzheimer's, like, yeah, he got vampire dementia. No, I think there's something more sinister going on. So that's what we're basically talking about. It's not anything that's confirmed. We're just speculating.
Yeah, I think it's
based on the evidence and what we're getting from the show.
Yeah,
but like, speaking of Oh no, what were you about to say? Go ahead.
Like, definitely whatever's going on is happening on purpose, whether it's with Louis' consent or not. Like, somebody's doing it on purpose.
Definitely.
And it's definitely Armand.
But speaking of the show, because we can talk about this whole Louis and Armand thing forever. They're also like, because I know in the book, Daniel and Armand end up getting together. Is that?
Yeah, they have
I
a
wonder if
thing.
that's gonna happen. Like,
They have a thing.
because
Yeah.
right now Daniel hates Armand, but it could be one of those hate to love.
I think it's one of those, like, he's so mad, and I'm like, you're probably so mad because something happened back in 1970s.
Because
Like,
they
what,
met at a gay
73?
bar. So like,
Yeah. I was just like, I'm like, no, you're a little bit mad for like
yeah,
other
Daniel's
reasons.
definitely queer. He's just in the closet. But
Yeah,
anyway,
the
speaking
closet's
of the show,
glass, but
so yeah,
he's keeping it.
but the episode opens with them in Germany in World War II. And this is also the thing that I love about this show that makes it so much more different than both. Granted, I didn't read the book, but I still know of it. And then also the original show is the way that both Louis and Claudia have to walk through this world because they're both black. Like,
Yeah.
Louis is rich. He's still rich from all the stuff that he did as, have that brothel and all this other stuff, but he still can't show it. And granted, they're still racist in Europe, but they're racist in a different type of way because I know how, like, when you look at history, like the soldiers that fought for America, they talked about how they were treated much better in Europe, but then they come home to Jim Crow. Or you got people like Josephine Baker, who couldn't really find success as a black woman performer in America. So she goes to France and she was able to have a whole career. And she turned out to be a fucking spy, a badass spy. Yeah. I'm like, where's that movie? So
I know, like, just, yeah.
So I'm like, so there was still racism, but it was a different type of racism in that world. But still, they have to walk the world in a certain way. So like that moment where she's like Claudia, they said she learned German or all these other languages before she killed her victims, and now she's more fluent than even Louis. And like when she told, like, oh yeah, he's dumb, he can't talk. Like, we still got to walk around as maid. We still got to show our slave papers.
So badly about Louis' character is that, like, I think it's on purpose. It's definitely on purpose, like as like a character choice, like as a writing choice. But he dumbs himself down so much, and like he acts like he's like, was he a morally decent person? No, but also like he ran businesses and shit, and also like he was definitely at the very least bilingual, and like. He definitely wasn't stupid.
Because he spoke Creole, right? Or French?
Yeah, he's French.
And he spoke French, because I remember him and Lestat arguing together.
That would always argue in French.
Yeah.
And like, so like at the very least, he was bilingual. He ran businesses. So he had to obviously know how to read, math, and shit. Like, he's not stupid. He read all the time, and he would get on Lestat's ass for not reading. So why all of a sudden is he like, I can't do shit? Like, I think it's a depression, probably. Like,
probably, but hold on, I'll come back to that. But really quick, so to jump back, so Pamela Boyley says Armand has the power to mind manipulate vampires, and then Antonio Silva de Oliveira said Armand definitely could. In the books, they say he was psychically more powerful than even 1,000-year-old vampires. So there you go.
Yeah, I think he's doing it. I think it's him.
But to go back to what you were saying, I think part of it is also because, like, it's still like the 1940s probably during this time, because World War II.
Yeah, the 40s.
So, like, remember what he was saying before, like, being a black gay man, like, it weighs on me, yada, yada, yada. So he's probably dumbing himself down because he also feels lower in some instances than other people because, going through life as a black gay man in the 40s. Despite him being a vampire, despite him being more powerful than anybody he meets, he still has to confine himself to a certain box, even as a vampire, because he's still a black gay man.
Yeah. And like he would just kind of like refer to himself or like have other people refer to him in like such a degrading fashion. And I'm like, damn, dude, like you really... Louis, I'm gonna need you to stand up. Like your self-esteem is shit. Like,
I said that in the caption of the video that I posted today. I said, Louis, stand up.
Like, look down. Well, like I've been in like a bad mental place, but I'll be damned if anybody calls me stupid. The fuck, like.
But yeah, so we see that she's learned, speaking the language, yada yada yada, and they're walking through the world, and of course, I love the moment where Claudia saw the dead soldier, and she called, of course, she went all vicious, and she threw Louis the heart.
That was sick. I loved that.
And of course, because she knew he wasn't going to do it himself, but he knew he also had to sustain himself. But I love just like how gory.
I know, that was like, I love how they kind of like almost played up the horror. I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna get into it. Like, yeah.
But as they're happening, just like you see on the background of the screen, that's when we see that Louis still thinking about Lestat.
Louis starts tweaking.
It's been 4 years since the end of season 1. And
here's the thing: I love how Claudia is basically just as pissed in the past. Like, it's not funny, but like it's like she's still so mad. It's been 4 years, and I'm like, bro, I love that. Like, she's like, no, I'm gonna hold this grudge, and it's great.
Because she also knows, like she mentioned, like because she wanted him to burn Lestat.
Yeah, because like it would have ensured that he died,
but he's dead. So
out.
In the back of her mind, she probably is like, he's probably still alive.
Yeah, you still chose him over me again.
And so he kind of even talks about that when he's like the reason you're hallucinating, like, I'm still alive, or you hope I'm still alive, but you also know when I find you, I'm going to kill. I loved it. I love it. He was like, I'm going to kill you, like, and I'm gonna wait till you're the most happy, and I'm basically just gonna fuck your shit up, like.
It's so great. It's so morbid, but it's so great because it's such like it's so messed up because it's one of those like I was literally like thinking about like things like to bring up before we like resumed this kind of interview with the Vampire podcast for like replacement now for the podcast because they canceled it.
Yeah, they canceled the podcast. AMC, hire us for the podcast.
We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. Have Jacob Anderson on. Everybody, like, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. But
which actually, let me say this real quick, because this one thing, honestly, I kind of didn't want to review this season at first because, and the same thing happened to you as well. I got a screener for season 1, but I requested screeners for season 2. They ghosted me, no response. I sent them a follow-up email, no response. I sent them a follow-up to my follow-up, no response. Only to find out that other people got screeners for season 2, like back in like a month ago. And I emailed them a month ago for screeners, and I found out they gave out screeners on April 11th for the whole season. But when it came to me, they ignored me. When it came to, they had a red carpet here in New York. They invited a bunch of white creators and everything like that. I didn't get any email or anything like that. And then I finally then like 2 days before the show came, I got a response saying, we'll give you screeners if we'll loop back and give you screeners if we have any available. And then I didn't hear anything from them. I'm like, all you're doing is giving out a fucking link. Did you run out of the internet? Like, what do you mean? So the way they were moving, it made me go, you know what? Fuck, like, I'm not reviewing this shit. Like, fuck this show. But I was just like, you know what? It's not the way the media people and the publicist people are moving. It's not the actors and the show and the directors. And plus, I love this show. So I'm like, really, I want to talk about, but at the same time, like the way the press people were moving had me pissed.
Yeah, I still haven't like.
So like when I found out you didn't get a screener, my friend and mutual, her name is Sharonda Payaway. She's the biggest Black woman YouTuber. Period. Like the biggest Black woman YouTuber. She didn't get a screener. She didn't get an invite to the red carpet premiere, and she asked. So I'm just like, what the hell? And then she found out other white people got, press invites and things. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, I am literally a Black gay vampire. The show is about me. I have fans. Like, what do you mean I can't get a screener? But
I can't both my incisors eating Cheetos, but like.
So they're like, because the show got some clout, we're not giving it to the, because again, I got season 1, so I don't understand what's the, like, just give me the fucking link, bro. But anyway, yeah, I just had to put that out there, with the way they were moving. Anyway, what were you about to say?
Oh, no. I don't even remember like my ADHD ass, but
we were talking about the podcast, and that's what made me think about.
Oh gosh.
And then also
Oh yeah, no, 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 no.
before that,
Lestat,
the line that Lestat said to Louis,
like they're like, oh, like their relationship is very much like, oh, you can't live with them, you can't live without them,
pretty
and it's
much.
like to the extreme, like to the quite literal sense. It's like, oh god, like this guy sent you to super hell. He dropped you to the sky. You slit his throat. Y'all tried to murder each other.
But I mean,
Like,
hey, like he's dickmatized. That dick must be
damn.
that undead dick is good. Like,
Like what happened that you needed to like get with a blonde guy? Like what happened?
like
Like
it's the reverse of the Beyonce song. Best thing I never had. It's the best thing he ever had. The best thing I ever
damn.
had. The best I ever
He
had. Who was
swam
that?
the
Drake?
Mississippi for this dude.
Swam exactly. Yeah, you reminded me. Swam through the Mississippi River.
Like he swam. He didn't drive. He didn't run. He swam.
And he got super speed. He could have ran, but no,
And that was after Super Hell. That was after he dropped him out of the sky. Like, Louis, stand. Like, please stand up. Like, I'm begging you.
agreed. But let me ask you this, because I can't seem to figure it out. What do you think was the significance of the bat flying out of his neck?
Oh my god. Okay. So like, I feel like it has to, because you know how like Lestat was like a musician and like a singer. Well, he's still alive. But he swam. I saw the comment, Bob. I'm sorry. But like you know how he was like a musician and like a singer, and he like always like and also talked a lot. You know, like mouthed off. I think like the representation of like was it a bat or a bird?
I think it was a bat.
Was it a bat? Like
Yeah, it was a
I
bat.
swear to God, it was a bird.
No, I think it was a bat. Chat, do y'all remember? Was it a bat or a bird?
Was it a bat or a bird?
I think it was a bat.
Hold on, I'm gonna go to.
Oh, Black Fangirl said it was Black Girl. I
It
can't
was a
talk.
bird.
Said it was a bird.
Yeah, it was a bird.
But this Antonio says the caption said bat.
Caption said bat. Okay, hold on. What? Hold on.
Now somebody else is saying it was a bat. Found wanting waiting said it was a bat. And then Isabella is also saying no, it was a bat. We got arguments in the chat, and that is like, no, it was a bird.
Wait,
That
oh
bird,
my
that
God.
bird. What was it?
Okay, Google does not know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, some winged creature flies out of his throat. Um, it's creepy as hell. So like that kind of like amps up the horror element, first of all. And second of all, like it in the instance that if it was a bird, because you know birds are known for like chirping, singing, yapping.
It said the caption. It said bat screeching.
Bat screeching. Huh. Or you know, vampires, bats. What?
And then Black Girl Talk Fang said, remember the dinner scene with Paul talking about birds in his head?
I need to rewatch it and I need to like put it in slow motion. Like, was
Yeah,
that
no,
a bird? Was it a bat?
a couple people saying subtitles said bat. So
Subtitles said bat. I normally watch things with subtitles too, so I don't know how I missed it.
bat. We'll go with bat.
It's a bat.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a bat.
It's a bat. It's vampires, bats.
Which I mean, what makes sense because it's vampire. So
it's secretly Batman 3. No, I'm kidding.
But I guess what were you about to say about what do you think the significance of?
Like now that it's not a bird, now I feel like it's gonna be wrong. So I'm like, never mind.
So let's just say it was a bird. What do you think it would have been like if it was a bird?
I think it was just like kind of a grotesque representation of like the kind of person he was, like a performer, like a singer. Again, birds were known for like chirping, singing, generally yapping, and kind of like known for like flying off and going different places, which is like again he was known to do. So I feel like that was the significance of it, but also if it was not a bird, then none of that makes sense, and I'm totally wrong. So
But who knows? Yeah, because I couldn't figure out. I was like, what the heck? Like a bird? What?
Yeah, I thought it was a bird. I swear to God, I thought it was a bird.
But really quick, let me do the YouTube thing really quick. I got 41 people watching on YouTube, 69 people watching. That's what he says. 69 people watching on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. So that's a total of 112 people watching total. So do me a favor, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. I got 41 people watching on YouTube. I should have 41 likes in the stream. And then also, if you're watching the replay, hit the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Watching, liking, sharing, commenting, engaging, the things that you hear all YouTubers say, TikTokers, everything like that. If you like your favorite content creator, don't just watch the video, also engage with the content, because it helps with the algorithm, or the all gay rhythm, as I like to say. If you're watching on Twitter, you can hit the like button, hit the repost button, leave comments on Twitter as well. That also helps with the algorithm, getting more people and eyes on the channel, on the stream, so I can continue to grow, and not just the stream, but also grow the channel in general. Also follow Amanda, link in the description box below on YouTube. So with that, now let's get back to the episode. So then after this whole scene happens, they come across like a whole bunch of people that were like mostly displaced by the war and everything like that. They run into a soldier first, and then a woman that, American. I can't remember her name, but they end up seeing a whole bunch of people that were displaced, and they end up meeting this guy who is also American. He's a journalist, and I feel like we're going to see more of him. We're definitely going to see more of him.
Yeah.
And this is where you kind of get to see Louis fall back into his element, because this is kind of what he did. This is kind of what his business was. It's like charming people, and then also being kind of like a party person and things. Like you saw him dancing with the girlfriend and everything, and enjoying the vodka and the wine and things like that. And I thought it was a good scene to see Louis to
loosen back up and
loosen back up a little bit, and kind of forget the bat flying out of his ex. Yeah, the bat flying out of his ex's neck.
Yeah. That definitely
Amelia,
was
there we
not
go.
there. That definitely was Amelia. Yes. Yeah. His ex's neck, who definitely wasn't there, who was definitely a hallucination.
But really quick, because I think the bird symbolized that Lestat was in a different plane of consciousness than Louis. He mentioned purgatory. Yeah, but I don't think Lestat is in purgatory, because he's still alive.
I think Lestat's out there. Like
he's just slowly healing and recuperating. Because remember, we saw at the end of the season, he like stuck his hand out the coffin to grab the rat. So he's just healing slowly.
Yeah, no, he's alive.
They drained him of all his blood. So, but he'll be back. He'll be back. But this is where we got to see, like, this is like the first moment where we got to see more of the whole back and forth between Louis and his mental manipulation. It was like, wait a minute, she would never say about the dead bodies and all that stuff in front of Claudia.
She said that Claudia was a kid.
Yeah, because Claudia was a kid. But then he's like, no, so it was this way. And it's like, part of me is like, what's the real story? Like, I want to know what's the real version. Did he say it? Because also when they mentioned it, they were reading from Claudia's journal. So how did she know about it if they didn't say it in front of her? Because why would it be in the journal then?
Unreliable as, like, that's the thing. It's like he's an unreliable narrator.
So it's like, I feel like the way it initially happened is because, again, why would it be in Claudia's journal if it didn't happen the way Claudia remembered it? But I think Louis was trying to change it to make it feel, because he still has this like childish remembrance of Claudia. It was like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, she was made as a child, but she's not a child. That's the tragedy of Claudia.
But at the same time, too, I feel like it would make sense that something was a little bit off, because, again, like, other people don't know that Claudia is like in her 40s. Like, other people like look at Claudia and they're like, oh, that's a teenage girl.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it would make sense. But my whole thing is, I'm just saying, like, why would that moment be? Because Daniel's reading from her journal. It's not Louis that's telling the story. He's just reading it.
Maybe it's like, it was one of those things where it's like something happened in the journal and she glossed over it, and then like Louis is filling in the blanks.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to like make it make sense.
But speaking of something that does make sense, though, thank you so much that you made sense of this live stream to give us a $10 super chat, Black Girl Talks fans. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. 100. Let's go. Season 2 theories. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, talking about this, yeah, why was I don't know. So I think yeah, there might be a little bit of like filling in the gaps, but I don't know because it seemed like Daniel was reading specifically that happened. He's like, wait a minute, I don't think it happened that way because she wouldn't have did that.
Maybe she overheard it.
Maybe because she also is a vampire, so she's a
vampire. She can hear shit.
She also has the super hearing. So oh yeah, damn, boom. She got super hearing.
Yeah, I'm like maybe she overheard it. Like boom.
So yeah, maybe she didn't. Yeah, maybe she didn't say it while she was there, but Claudia still was because she wanted to know what was going on. Because Claudia, she was also kind of upset when he was like, "Yeah, go play with the kids." And she kind of
she was like, "The fuck?" Like,
yeah, she like looked at him like, "Nigga, what?" Like, I'm not a kid. But speaking of the kid, them kids were creepy. Like that song Anna, I was like, who are they singing about? They never actually said who's Anna.
I don't know, man. Like, yeah.
But I was like, that whole thing. I was like, that shit is creepy right there. Like that whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was again like World War II. Like, I'm not surprised that like people would say like morbid shit. So, yeah.
Oh. Daciana, the vampire.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right. See, this is why we do live stream. Thank you so much. Because I would be like, yeah, who the fuck is that? Like, so let's think about the vampire. Okay, so they got a whole thing.
Old scraggly girl.
But speaking of vampires, so they have this whole thing where like with Finding Nemo, who can go out far enough to touch the butt?
Oh my god.
So they dared Claudia to go out and touch the butt. You know, the further you go out, that's why they painted the hands. But Claudia, she's not scared. She's on a mission. She's also a vampire. She's on a mission to find a vampire. We get to see a zompire.
Yeah.
Zombie vampire. Well, I was just like, how the fuck, like what?
I love how she was just talking to it. And I'm like, bitch, does that look like
something you can communicate with? Yeah.
Like, does it look like it can like effectively communicate? Maybe, perhaps don't. I was like,
yeah, I'm like, the moment you see it like decrepit, like don't talk to, like run away, like it doesn't even look human. So my whole thing was like, how did it get made? Like, because obviously you can't make somebody that's already dead. So I'm like, why does it look like that? Is that a book thing?
Sorry, you just like turned into a robot, but now I can hear you.
Oh, so I was saying, obviously,
I swear to, like they have like
what happened? You froze.
Oh no. Yeah, you froze.
Like, I can hear you, but you froze. Can you hear me?
No. You froze for me.
Oh, for me.
Can you hear me now?
For me, you froze, but now your screen is gone.
Yeah, because I like turned it off for a second. Am I back? Like, can you hear me?
I hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay. Now can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you now.
Cool. Am I good? Am I in sync?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit delayed, but we're still good overall.
Got it. Yeah. I don't. Cause again, I only reread the first book recently, and then I still have to finish The Vampire with Lestat. I got like busy, and I literally like got halfway through the audiobook. But when vampires are like deprived of like nutrients, they get like kind of fucked up like that.
Okay, so they're called revenants in the books, and the revenant vampires in the books, but there's no explanation of why why they are the way that they are.
My guess is that like they kind of allude to it where like there's the area has like bad blood.
Yeah, but I think that's mostly, but I think that mostly just affects their mental state.
But also, if it's like that coupled with like malnutrition, I feel like again, like you kind of slowly but surely like devolve into like whatever that is.
because they're like, why is everything so depressing? Why is everything so sad? Like it's not as light and sunlight with American blood, because also they're in the middle of war. They're literally in the middle of
Yeah.
war, so you're drinking war torn blood, like you're drinking depressing,
And
also
also like malnourished.
malnourished, yeah, malnourished blood.
Yeah, because like if like for example, like Lestat could taste like somebody's blood cancer, and like Claudia could get drunk off of somebody's blood after they had like gotten drunk themselves. So you could probably like literally taste like the malnourishment and like despair, which probably does something physically, mentally, and like emotionally. Which, if you do that over the course of like I don't know how many years that thing had been out there, but it probably just does that. Like
So I'm
this
like, was
homegirl
this
too. Like
vampire? Maybe he got blown up or some shit, and he was like on the verge of death, and that's when he was
but
turned.
even
That's what.
then, like they regenerate. Like they're supposed to be able to regenerate.
Yeah, they do regenerate, but I don't think they regenerate to where they were when they were made. So if you are already deformed when you were turned, I think you
Well, not
stay that way.
necessarily because Claudia was burned.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Remember, her whole body was charred, and like Louis, sorry, not Louis. Lestat even was like, "Oh, like I don't know if it's gonna work. Or I don't know where to bite." Like
Yeah, that's true.
she was
I don't know.
charred, and then she got like, hey, like she got healed.
So I don't know what the fuck this Revenant is.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of like the fucked up blood and like or like isolation or some shit. Like maybe like just a combination of like okay, they're isolated plus like when they do come across people, they are like in a terrible state. Plus like when you do encounter another vampire, they're also fucking insane. So like it's probably not a good recipe out in the wilderness over there. Like
But when she sees it, yeah, she tries to communicate, and then when she talks to it telepathically, that's when it starts to like stop killing the other guy and like looks at her, and
yeah.
he basically just runs away. Like, well, no, first he pushed her, right? Then he
Yeah.
ran away.
He like yeets her. But like I love how she was just like, it's a vampire. Let's talk to him. Like I love Louis. He was like, I'm a vampire. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, that's like a catfish with eyes. Like,
I was like, bro, Louis me in this situation and be like, Claudia, I'm not talking to that. Like, we're going home, sweetie.
but
Yeah.
when she goes back to tell Louis everything that happened, then we see that Amelia, she got bit by a vampire, and so because everybody's superstitious, and then also like we also saw before they came into Amelia and everything, they were removing corpses from the ground and shooting them because the rumors of vampires, like they know about Vlad Tepes, Dracula, because they also mentioned looking for a Dracula, I think, or am I remembering something else?
Like
they got the garlic around their necks because they think that's gonna
yeah,
kill
like
the
they're
vampire.
super
They got
superstitious.
crucifixes up, yeah.
And that's why they like beheaded. Yeah, and remember that one lady too, she was just like, you can't just shoot them, you have to behead them.
So they know of vampires.
Yeah. And so because remember like when she got bit and they like the mob basically like beheaded her because that's like the one of the surefire ways to make sure they don't like completely regenerate.
Yeah. And so they did that. Louis didn't intervene, even though the guy was begging him. But even though I was like, granted, he doesn't know Louis is a vampire, but I'm like, what can so
exactly? I'm like, what
because
you
think Louis a human? Because you think Louis is a human, what do you think like Louis is gonna do? He's like, Louis, help me, please.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like,
what can he do? What can he do? Exactly. And he's an outsider, so that's even more. That's even more of a overstep if he did try to intervene.
Like, dude, he's black and American and like in a war-torn. Get the fuck out of here. He's not gonna. I would have walked out too. Like, no.
Exactly. They might try to kill me just for intervening.
It's like, bye, Amelia. It was nice knowing you. You were very nice. The vodka was lovely to share. Like.
So I mean, so I was just like, all right. So then they went to go find the other vampire, and then that's when you got to meet Daciana. And this is the thing I was confused about, because like when she attacked the Revenant and ripped out his eyes, and then Daciana killed him because she's like, how is he gonna hunt? I'm like, won't his eyes just heal?
That's the thing. Is it just like did they go through something where they like can't fix themselves?
Is it
Like,
because
are
the
they
blood?
just so weak that they can't like regenerate properly?
That's what I was gonna say. Is it because the blood is so tainted that they can't? Yeah. Because I was just like,
Yeah, like,
he's just gonna heal. Like, give him a day or two, he'd heal. Like, you didn't have to kill
but
him.
here's the thing: if that were the case, then why is his skin and hair and nails and everything all fucked up? Like, wouldn't everything else regenerate too if his eyes could?
He got vampire syphilis, so he can't
He
heal
gets
that.
vampire syphilis.
And this is during a time where there's no cure for syphilis, so he can't heal that part. But I'm like, his eyes should
No
at least heal.
penicillin, nothing. Like, is that how you heal? I don't know, but I'm not a doctor. Don't quote me. Go, please practice safe sex. But no, like I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't know what. I can't tell you what the fuck that thing is.
Because I'm thinking, because somebody said in the books they can take other people's eyes, but I'm thinking it's kind of like almost like True Blood. Because in True Blood, as a form of punishment, they can rip out another vampire's fangs, and it takes like what, like a month to heal. And
There was another movie I saw too, where like when you ripped out their fangs, they were basically just like they used to rip them out as trophies. Like vampire hunters would rip them out as trophies
but
because
yeah,
they can't hunt anymore.
but yeah, they can't hunt anymore. But so that leaves them vulnerable. But it'll at the end of the day, it'll still heal. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, rip out the eyes, but that shouldn't kill you because you're not decapitated. Like they should still heal from that.
Or maybe I don't know, like she also threw herself into a fire, so who's to say that she's a like reliable source of information? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
true.
Like Homegirl also like introduced herself and then said, "See you later, alligators." So
But I think part of that is also because because they're in a war torn
well,
country, and then also they talked about the blood being bad, like so her
and
mental state
also in
wasn't
the
good.
books, and also I don't know if they mentioned it in the movie, but they do mention it in the books where like a lot of vampires, like you don't see a lot of vampires past a certain age because the majority of them go nuts and just off themselves. Like
Which is also something that they did in True Blood. Remember, fuck, why can't I remember his name?
I haven't seen True Blood, so you have like
Oh, you haven't seen True Blood?
I
I
haven't seen
thought
True
you
Blood.
did. I thought you did.
No. I remember you showed me something from True Blood, but I have not seen it, and I have to.
But well, there was a guy, for those that have seen True Blood. I can't think of his name, but Eric's maker, who was so old, he was like thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. And he was just like, at this point, like, I've seen everything. Like, there's nothing that can surprise me. Like, I just want to die.
Yeah, like Lestat's, because remember when he was telling a story about how he was turned and how he was made, and like his master, like that was true. Like his master threw himself into a fire in front of him, because again, like the guy was just so old and so fucked up. Like in the book, like he's described kind of like similar to the ghoulish thing that we see in the woods, where he's like all gaunt and fucked up and not like pristine like we're used to seeing the vampires looking. And then like he turns Lestat and then like keeps him and then
God, there we
fucking
go. Yeah.
throws himself into a fire. So like like I think it's entirely possible that like the older they get, like they just start to like deteriorate like more and more and more, and they just turn into like that abomination type thing.
And then also going back to the healing, if Louis can heal from being dropped from like 10,000 feet in the air, the fucking Revenant could heal his eyes. Like, come on.
But again, too, if there has to be something wrong, because if he can heal his eyes, then why wouldn't he heal his skin and everything else?
But Wolfsbane said it's possible that Daciana isn't aware that he can regenerate. Not all vampires are aware of their own powers.
But wouldn't you figure it out?
I mean,
Like
if you don't
just
have
by
anybody to
virtue
teach,
of,
if you don't have anybody to teach you, because
but
remember,
also like
because
you never
Lestat
like
also kind of said,
accidentally.
like his maker, he made him and then killed himself right after that. So Lestat had to figure out how to be a vampire. We don't know how old Daciana or how young she might be as a vampire.
Well, she looks pretty fucking old. Like she looks like
Well, she looks old as for in terms of human.
well, like clothing wise too. Like
Well,
she looks like she's
she's also in the war torn country, so she could have been poor. So she
well,
could have.
yeah, but I feel like she just gives like an analog vibe. Like she's like she gives off like I've been here for a hot minute vibe. Um, and also I feel like somebody like that new probably wouldn't be that over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like I feel like she was so quick to throw herself into that fire, and I was like, yeah, no, girl, I feel like you've been around like a hot second. But oh, like it is like again like a point that's brought up in the series that like they don't really have a lot of old vampires. That they pretty much cap out at around like 500 because that's pretty much like all they can mentally handle, and the majority of them just again throw themselves into a fire at some point. Like which is
Yeah,
why, like, those stats, like, there's like 100 of us because they all keep just fucking dying. Like,
obviously this is something that you can't know because you haven't lived it, and it's obviously different to say it cognitively from this type of standpoint when we are mortal versus actually living this life. But how long do you think you'd want to live if like if you like you had the choice to be immortal as a vampire? Would you want to live? Would you try to go to 500? Would you try to go to 1,000
oh,
and then be like, I'm done?
oh God. Like, I'm just like, that depends. It depends on so much. Am I rich?
I mean, if you live forever, you could try to
If I
get.
live forever and I'm not rich, there's a problem. But
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say you could try to get resources and figure it out.
but like, am I in some kind of tax bracket above what I am in right now? Because that's going to be the determining factor.
I don't know because
Um,
I do say a lot of people say, "How are you a vampire? And you live forever. You're not rich." But I'm like, it's not that easy to just
it's not
be.
that easy.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not that easy just to be rich. Like unless you hit the lot,
unless
like
you do crime, and I don't
yeah,
really
even
want
if
to
you
do it.
work a job, like even if you were working, you save all that money. Like first of all, jobs ain't really paying like that.
And also, if I'm a vampire, I don't want to work.
That too. So like,
Like,
where are you gonna
I'm
get?
just like, let's be honest. Like, if I'm a vampire, like, bro, why am I working? I'm a vampire.
So when
But
people say
like,
that, like, where are you gonna get accumulate all this random money from? And then yeah,
exactly.
you could use your powers to glamour somebody rich, but then
And then what? Like, what if I don't have any powers? What if I'm a dud? Then what?
yeah,
Like, I'm overthinking like this hypothetical, like
yeah,
impossible ass
we're
situation.
nerds. That's what we
I'm just
overthink.
like, I know this can't happen, but what if though? But like, oh God, like how long would I realistically want to go? Realistically.
I would say for me, like 500. Like, I don't want to be immortal. I would like to be long lived, but I don't want to live forever.
I feel like after a while, I'd be like, it'd be the same shit, different font. You know, like
Yeah.
there's only so much drama in the universe that you can like
But part of me,
experience.
I just want to see the aliens. Like, oh,
And like I think there is like I don't want to get like philosophical and shit, but I think like a part of like the thing about life is the fact that it is like there is kind of like a deadline. So it's like, oh, you kind of have to like value it and like live your life to the fullest and shit, right? I think maybe around you, like 500 ish, maybe even less, like 400 years. Like, I don't really want to go past that because, like, if I look at like 500 years ago from now, I'm like, I don't want to go there. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I don't want to go there. Like,
We're not going back. We're not going back. But I'm like, but
I know,
things are a little,
if I
things will
think
be a
about
little
it that way, you know what I mean? Like, if I think like 500 years from now, I'm like, I can't guarantee what that's going to be like. You know what I mean? Like, it could be better. It could be fucking worse. Like, I don't know. But am I rich? Because if I'm rich, it doesn't matter.
We'll say you're comfortable. You're comfortable.
Okay, I'm comfortable.
Not like
Okay.
Bezos, but
Okay. I mean, I don't think anyone should be like this.
no,
But
agreed.
like,
Agreed. But that's a whole different video.
that's a whole different story, though. But like, but like, if I'm comfortable and I'm able to like escape the horrors, you know what I mean? Like, be able to just kind of like live a decent-ish life at worst. Like we have 500 years, like just kind of see, and then after a while, I'd be like, okay, I've been through this, but like,
I would tap out at 250 tops, I think.
Also, it would be kind of a bummer too, where it's like, oh my god, all my homies are like way older than me and dying, and like, yeah, I could be friends with their kids, but what if their kids suck?
True. I mean,
Like,
so
then what?
that's the bad thing about being like watching everybody else die around you.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, all my homies are gone. Like,
So that even kind of stuff, even just immortal people, like people that make it to like Dick Van Dyke is like 98. He's still alive.
yeah, and I'm
I'm pretty
like,
sure
all your
damn near
homies died
I'm
like
pretty sure
30
damn near
years
everybody
ago.
in his life that he's known
Some people's kids die before them because they live to be so
Yeah, because
old.
most
Like,
people don't make it to their 90s, let alone he's almost 100.
exactly. Where I'm like, I don't like what I want to, like, because I feel like, okay, cool, like I'm alive, sweet, but like everybody that I give a shit about is like gone. And I could make new friends and everything, but still, like, it's gonna keep happening. And that sucks. Like, I don't want to do that all the time. Like, no.
But I'm just curious to see what the world would be like in, like, 500 years from now. Like, will we be living in Star Wars, or
Somehow I don't think so. I somehow
are we
think
going?
it's gonna be
Are we going
very
to go back? I don't know if you
underwhelming.
ever. I don't know if you're a gamer, but if you played the game Horizon Dawn, where the future they
No.
went back to like the Stone Age.
I've played Baldur's Gate way too many hours than I should have, but like I have not played Horizon Dawn now.
Okay, so I'm wondering if there's that, or we end up regressing, going back to the Stone Age and everything like that.
Bro, I'm like, maybe we Planet of the Apes. I don't know. Like AI takes so I don't know. Like at this rate, I'm just like, dude, this is probably why, like, again, like, I don't think I'd want to like live forever. Cause I'd be like, dude, I have some tea from like 2,000 years ago. It's scalding. Like, they take me out.
But maybe that's how you could get rich. You'd be like, "Hey, I was alive."
It's just
Yeah.
blind items,
Remember,
but
remember
I'm
when
immortal.
9/11 happened 300 years ago? Yeah, I was there.
I was there. I saw the whole thing. Like, I was actually in New York when it happened. Not so fun fact. Um, yeah.
But so we see Dossie. She throws herself in the fire right in front of Claudia, which scarred Claudia.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
it would,
she's like,
as
first
it
of all, she's
would.
like, "Yeah, I finally got to meet a vampire." She connected with her somehow, and
Yeah.
she's like, it's the first woman vampire that she's ever met. Especially because you have that whole longing of her wanting to be a woman. Remember when she was like, "When am I ever gonna find a Lestat? Who's gonna love me?"
Yeah.
So, to see this woman die in front of her, that left a scar on her. And then we see that conversation between Louis and Armand about the pages that he removed from Claudia, him wanting to see those pages and things. And I want to know, I'm kind of curious of like what's in those pages, because I don't think it's Claudia's death, because we're not there yet. So I'm like, what is so significant about those particular pages that he
I
wanted them
think
removed? Obviously, we're going to get, more than likely, the fact that we're talking about it, they're going to bring it up at a certain point. But what's your theory?
I think it alludes to like just really, really, really bad shit about Louis. Because remember, like, where were they taken out? They were taken out during her. There's like two parts that were taken out. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so, because they mentioned pages being missing in season one, and then they're
Yeah,
also missing
there's
in this
there's
season as
one part
well.
missing after like she went to the college and she met
When
Bruce.
she got raped.
Assaulted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those pages are missing. And then I think that there's other pages missing. Again, like I could be totally wrong. Um, but I because it kind of alluded to in like season one where it's like, oh, there's more pages missing. It seems like she kind of hated you up until that point. So like maybe because there is such like degrading shit about Louis, like you just didn't want to see it.
Because I don't know,
It
because
just seems stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's
it's like, oh, I
plausible.
want to remember her a certain way. Like, I don't want to remember that she
Yeah, I
hated
don't
me.
want to remember, like, because he said, like, oh, I don't want to remember how I failed her. But it's like, again, like, are you really the most reliable person to be talking to on this matter? Like,
And then
yeah,
not only just that, but like not remembering everything fully doesn't allow you to also move on
exactly.
and accept it. Because yeah, at the end of the day, we know Claudia's gone.
Yes. Like, in some capacity, she's gone. I'm pretty sure they're going to go with
Which actually,
whatever
another
other
question:
iteration did.
do you think she's gonna die this season? I don't think so.
Yes.
I think they're gonna wait for like season three, especially
I
because
think they're going to kill her at
they
the end of
just
the season.
recast.
I think they're gonna kill her at the end of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think maybe what, like the finale right before
Yes.
the penultimate episode?
I think either like the episode before or the finale, they're gonna kill her off this season. By mainly because like they have like specifically the part what's her name, Madeline, um where like they turned the woman that like basically Claudia asked
That
Louis to
Claudia
make
asked
for
Louis to
her
turn. Yeah,
as a replacement, and that happens very very shortly before she and Claudia die. So I think like if they're showing that, they're gonna show Claudia die.
because I was gonna say they could stretch out this whole theater thing
I
for.
don't think they will. I don't. I think one of the main stipulations is the fact that like in whatever capacity Claudia is gone,
Yeah,
and
no,
there was like a yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that they're gonna stretch it out. I think she's gonna bite it this season.
Oh yeah, Claudia must have hated Armand too. He said he was in the diary.
Yeah,
So
and like that's pretty much confirmed too. Like because again, in the other like in the book, in the movie, in like the other iterations, where it's like she kind of clocks immediately that like Louis getting very close to leaving her for him and like leaving her behind again in his own interest again for some shit ass guy again. Like it's just she did hate Armand. Like she basically like represented he represented like basically Louis making the same mistakes all over again.
I don't know if season 3, because this, even because if this season is just a theater moment, there's still a lot more in the book left. So I don't know if season 3 would be the Vampire Lestat. I think maybe season 4, because there's still more of the story left to go, even from this point.
How many episodes are in this season?
I think it's just 8.
8. So like the first half was 8 episodes, and I feel like they're gonna conclude the first book.
Because
I think we're gonna see what happened in San Francisco. I think we're gonna see like all that stuff, and I feel like while we're seeing what happens in San Francisco, we're gonna get what happened to Claudia.
okay, because I know they mentioned before that they eventually do want to go into, but then also I kind of wonder how that's going to work, because like obviously they're fans of Jacob Anderson. They're not just going to get rid of Jacob Anderson, and Jacob Anderson wasn't really in the Vampire Lestat that much. Like
No,
for the most part, after Interview with the Vampire, you don't really see Louis at
you don't
all
really see Louis
in
anymore.
the books. It's
It kind
just
of becomes
Lestat.
Lestat's like the main character.
Yeah, Louis shows up from time to time, but it's mostly just Lestat.
Yeah,
So I don't
like
know if
it's
they're
just
gonna. And then also,
it's
I don't know how that would play with the general audience. Like, you cast Louis as a black man, you make him the
Mhm.
star of your show, and then you replace him with a white guy. I don't know. That wouldn't. Granted,
I feel like
I get from the
they're
book's
gonna
perspective, like,
tweak.
but I don't think that would work.
I feel like they have tweaked things already and had things come in earlier than they did before already. And again, too, like this whole premise is like an alternate thing. Like this is a second interview. Like there's already been a first interview, and then like Armand is present, and Armand and Louis are still together, whereas they weren't together by that time in um the books. Like they already changed stuff, so I feel like it's safe to say they're gonna do it again.
Okay, the showrunner himself says season 3 would be the Vampire Lestat. Okay.
Yeah, the Vampire Lestat's basically just Lestat being like, yeah, remember Interview? A lot of that shit didn't fucking happen.
Let me
This is
tell you the
what
truth. Yeah, this is what really happened.
this is what really happened. First of all, it all started when I was a boy in France. I was a theater kid. Like that's the Vampire Lestat.
So, I mean, that could also work with the whole idea of the memory being, but I also kind of think that was their way of injecting the Vampire Lestat in this show as well, because we're having a second interview.
And I know you said that you didn't. You said you didn't read the books, right?
I didn't read the book.
Okay.
I just
So
saw
one thing that
I
I
just saw the
noticed
movie.
too, when I reread the books after I watched the series way too many times, a lot of Louis' lines are actually Lestat's lines in the books.
Okay.
Like Louis says a lot of Lestat's lines that like Lestat said in both like Interview and the Vampire Lestat.
So yeah, so that goes back to what I was saying. Well, I feel like they're intermingling a lot of that
Mm-hmm.
in this
And
show.
at the end of like this episode, like at the end of like the season 2 episode like 1 premiere, like they said that also like Lestat, like the image that Louis is seeing is also kind of mimicking him. Like that image of Lestat is also kind of mimicking Louis. So it's like basically Louis playing all the characters in a story. It's really like it's strange.
And then Pamela said they aren't just doing book by book adaptation; they're rolling it all in
Yeah, they're
together,
rolling it all together.
which will make sense.
Because again, too, like as far as we knew in the first like interview with the vampire, like Armand wasn't involved with Daniel until later on.
Yeah,
Like they're mashing stuff together. Like it's
and I love it. I love a good.
yeah.
I love this mashup, and this little concoction of a chicken pot pie soup that we're getting.
Oh, and chicken pot pie soup.
Which now I'm like, I'm hungry. I want some chicken pot pie.
I had wings. They were good.
Damn, now I need it. It's midnight over here.
Hey, oh my gosh.
I was like, I should order some wings when we're done. I'm like, dang, ain't nothing open over here after midnight except for McDonald's, and they don't have wings.
No, they just got nuggets and like chicken sandwiches.
But yeah, maybe I'll just get a Big Mac. But yeah, they're pretty much doing the first 6 books. So yeah, I'm curious to how that's gonna work with Louis because he's not really in those books.
Maybe they'll like have him kind of like, oh, look who's haunting the narrative again. Like maybe he'll be one of those people.
But I love Sam Reed. So I can't wait to actually see Sam Reed, like. Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Every time the two of them are on screen together, I'm just like, give me more, give me more.
I know they are so like I was rewatching it and I'm like, bro, I've seen this series all the way through so many times and it still hits. So like the ending of like the episode, like the very first episode, I'm like, I still have it as my screensaver on my phone.
And I want to go back and rewatch because I know and I didn't realize this until season 2 came out, but they released an uncut version of season 1.
They did?
Yes.
On AMC Plus?
It's on my Amazon AMC Plus because I get it. I don't have the AMC Plus app. I do it through Amazon.
Through Amazon.
Yeah. So
I did not.
So I pay for AMC Plus through Amazon.
What do you mean uncut?
All I know is when I went to look, it says uncut version of Interview with the Vampire season 1. So maybe they're cursing more. I don't know. I didn't watch it. It just says Interview with the Vampire uncut.
Like
they have foreskin. Like I don't know. Like like I don't know what it means.
I don't think that, Michael. I don't think so. I'm just saying I'm not an expert, but
I mean, you never know. Like they are having a lot of sex, and it is the 1900s. I don't know if they were circumcising back then.
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, somebody just said it's just no commercials.
Oh.
Now, why would that be commercial? Because it didn't. I guess I don't know. Because there was no commercials when I watched it. Great. I guess because they also showed it on the AMC channel. But when I watched on AMC Plus.
I don't know. We completely went like left. We were just like, oh, it's definitely something.
Don't spend. I mean, I'm not spending money on it because you don't have to buy it. It's just on my Amazon. Like I can watch it for free. But I was just like, what is it? I thought it was like extra scenes or whatever. Like, but apparently people are saying it's nothing.
It's just no commercials, and I'm like, oh, is it bloodier?
It's just ad free. Save your okay. So then
okay, cool.
I watched it ad free last year, so who cares?
Same.
But where are we in the story? I don't know. Where are we?
I don't know, but you said it was almost midnight, so I feel like we should.
Well, it's almost midnight for me, yeah. But
yeah,
I still want to end. Well, where are we in the story?
We are Daciana.
She threw herself in the fire. The conversation. We already talked about the conversation with Armand, yada yada. So then, then wrapping it up. After that, they end up going to Paris, and
going to Paris. And
he has that conversation with Claudia, saying that no matter what, even if you and I are the last vampires on Earth, as long as you're still alive, I would never throw myself in the fire. It's just going to be you and me, me and you, you and me and you, you and me. He says it over and over again, which means he's going to choose somebody else.
Here's the thing. It's so funny because
like,
I was watching that scene and like, that one meme, the why the fuck you lying? Yeah. Like that was playing in my head in the background, but it was like, oh, Louis. Look at where you are right now in Dubai.
The moment you see
Giant
Lestat again, you're gonna choose her.
with your
You're gonna
sugar
choose them.
daddy in Dubai. Like,
So yeah, we obviously know he's not going to choose. Yeah, it's foreshadowing. Like it's always going to be me and you. It's always going to be me and you. It's always going to be no, it's not.
no, it's not.
He's dickmatized, no matter who it is. Whether it's
It
Lestat,
stays being literally any dude but Claudia. Like if you're a man and you breathe his direction, he will choose you over Claudia.
exactly, because this man he doesn't know how to
Not be single.
be
I mean,
single,
be single.
much. Oh yeah, be single. Like so.
Yeah.
We know it's gonna go down. We know the shit is gonna hit the fan, especially with these messy ass theater vampires.
I know, like they're theater kids and they're vampires, bro. No one is safe.
Worst combination.
Dude, like I literally when I tell you the vampire Lestat is literally just Lestat being like it all started when I was a theater kid in France.
And that's
like,
because now we know he speaks fluent Spanish. We know he speaks fluent French. I don't think Claudia knows French. So now that puts him at a little bit of an edge, where before she had the edge because she spoke Russian and German and all those other languages. She was the one that was kind of leading the charge. I feel like in this situation, he's going to be the one leading the charge and taking control of the situation and everything like that. So that's also going to cause a bit of a rift. And then also being that she's a child, she's a baby vampire and she's also a child. These vampires, they're not going to be paying attention to her. They're like, leave this bitch. Like, we want to talk to you.
Out too, where it's like she may be a vampire, but also like she's still physically like 14 years old.
Yeah.
So like if a grown man vampire wants to throw her, they're gonna throw her. Like yeah.
She's also helpless. And then also the vampires are horny. They're not going to want to have sex with her. They're going to have sex with him.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is like all these people are like psychosexually like obsessed with Louis. So like she's just traveling with this dude magnet.
And then plus you got to play by Jacob Anderson. I'm like, I want to have sex with him too. Like, come
damn.
on.
He's a married man.
What that mean? There are people in open relationship. Gene and Scott are married, but they still are having sex with Wolverine in the like to throw an X-Men reference. For those of you that are watching X-Men 97.
Oh, spoil it! Shush.
Well, I wasn't gonna talk about the episode, but tomorrow is the finale. So just in case, going live tomorrow as well to talk about the finale for X-Men 97. So pull up on the channel 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, they end up in New Orleans or France, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, the score was good. The score is always good in this show. Like,
yes. It still got robbed of the Emmys. I'm still pissed.
Yeah, the fact that it didn't win. Trash.
Did it not even get nominated too? Like, I'm pretty sure it didn't get nominated.
I don't think it got nominated.
I will start swinging. Like, I will fight. Who do I need to fight?
How do you expect Louis to turn Lestat away? He's a 10.
Turn away Lestat is a 10.
Red flags.
Louis' favorite color is apparently red. So
true, and he's a vampire. So so that also works.
If Lestat's a red flag, then that's Louis' favorite color. Like.
But even so, probably the reason why you didn't get a screen is because those other YouTubers were watching and reacting to all the trailers that dropped. Did you react to any trailers? I didn't react to any trailers, but again, if you Google interview with the vampire reviews, my reviews pop up on the first page. So that right there is recognition. Then also, I got screeners for season 1. So I'm already technically on the list. So it doesn't make sense that I wouldn't get screeners for season 2, whether I reacted to a trailer or not. I generally don't do trailer reactions on this shit because every time I do, because of the music that's in the trailer, and it ends up getting a copyright strike. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And then also, the show is starring a black gay character. I'm a black gay man, and it's about black gay. I should have got a fucking screener. So like, whether I did trailer reactions or not, it still doesn't make sense for me not. Especially because again, I got season 1, so I'm already on somebody's list. But it got nominated to the Gotham Awards only. Yeah.
See, like, yeah, no. It deserved way more flowers.
But with that, so what do you have predictions for this season, next episode, anything like that? And then what would you give this episode out of
I'm
like
sorry.
10? What would you give this episode out of like 10?
I'm gonna give this episode like an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. Again, I think it's really hard to top like the first episode of season one. Like, I think that's one of my favorite pilots, period, in the past like decade. But the season two like intro was very well done. Again, like everybody killed it. Delaney killed it. My predictions. I'm so excited to see these chaotic gay theater vampires ruin each other's lives and kill each other. And I am very, very sad that we just got Delaney and we're about to see Claudia die toward the end of the season, I think.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. Delaney.
That's gonna hurt because I think she's killing it. I think she's great.
She's
Granted,
really killing it.
there were certain moments where I heard her English accent come out.
Where'd you hear it?
Right when they were about to remember when they like he was like ripping out that bunker and all those rats came out and they were right before he found out that she was dreaming. When she was talking about the vampire, like I heard her English accent come out a little bit. But
I didn't even know she was English until like the after part. I was like, oh shit. Okay, girl.
But yeah, when I saw the interview, I was like, "Oh, she's English." That's why I heard the English accent. But yeah, I think she's killing it. I think she's great. I love her as Claudia. I don't think she's skipping a beat.
Yeah, I think she's great.
But yeah, I would give this episode an 8 out of 10. I would give season 1, episode 1, a 10 out of 10.
I would give that an 11 out of 10. I'm not kidding. Like, I still again have like one of the ending screencasts as like my screensaver. Like, it's a beautiful episode.
But yeah, I'm ready to see the Théâtre de Vampire.
Same. I'm so excited. That was like one of my favorite parts, like the original. So,
and I definitely feel like, because I feel like this episode was kind of like somber and depressing. I feel like next week's episode is gonna be messy as hell.
I feel like it's gonna be one of those like, oh, this was the calm, here's the storm. Like,
yeah. It's gonna be, and we're gonna be in the storm for the rest of this season.
I feel like it's gonna keep like ramping up, and like I have a really good feeling that this season's gonna kind of leave me every episode like, oh, like every like it just gets progressively more and more like, oh, like.
And part of me also thinks I don't think we're gonna see Lestat until like towards the end of the season.
Oh yeah.
We're
like
gonna
the
see
real Lestat.
The real Lestat. We're gonna see like Sam Reed for the hallucinations, but the real Lestat, I don't think we're gonna see till towards the end of the season.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, with that, I don't really have nothing else to say. But guys, what did you rate this episode? What do you think about this episode? Also, again, if you're watching on the replay, like, share, comment, interact for the All Gay Rhythm. If you're watching right now, 42 people on the stream. Only got 33 likes though. So like I should have 42 likes. 42 people watching. I should have 42 likes. So hit the like button. Also, 103 people watching on Twitter. I got more people watching on Twitter than I do YouTube. So give me 103 likes on Twitter. Repost it, share it, all that stuff. Like, share, comment, interact for the All Gay Rhythm. And Sam Reed says we've never met the real Lestat. So I mean,
And I mean, technically we haven't.
Because yeah, it's all from Louis' perspective.
Louis and Claudia's.
And so I'm also wondering, are we ever going to see Lestat show up in the present? Well, no, I know we are. Not are we? When are we going to see Lestat show up in the present?
Imagine he was in the closet the whole time with Real Rashid.
He's with Real Rashid. He was keeping Real Rashid occupied the whole time.
He was with Real Rashid the whole time.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess Shane must have just came in late. So because he's watching it. I agree there was no chemistry between Louis and Armand. There's so much space between them on that bed as opposed to Louis and Lestat squeezing themselves in the coffin together. True.
I feel like it's on purpose.
And not even like a real good night kiss.
Yeah, it's like what weak ass shit was that?
That was a weak ass. That's like a Hillary. Like I don't know if you ever watched Hillary Clinton hug Bill Clinton lately, but it's always like.
No, I don't. Like that's one thing I definitely don't.
She like well, every time she's like a pet. Like I'm doing this for the I'm doing this for the cameras, but get the fuck off me. So anytime somebody hugs me, and they always do like. I would say, why are you giving me this Hillary Clinton hug? They never know what I'm talking about.
A Hillary Clinton hug, it's because I'm wearing foundation and I really don't want to get it under clothes.
But yeah, they never know what I'm talking about when I say that. But I'm like, anytime I get, it's just like I don't want to hug you. because that's what it's giving. Like if you
It's
give
giving. It's giving. How was your
you hug them. You don't do like.
How was your day at work, honey? It was
Yeah,
fine. Like it was
like
giving that. Like
don't give me that fuck. Yeah, that's basically what it was. They gave that. It was a Hillary Clinton kiss. Like
yeah, like oh.
But yeah, with that said, guys, we'll be going live again next week. I'm trying to debate because I kind of want to do Mondays, but then I also kind of feel like giving that Monday buffer gives people time to like watch it if they didn't see it on
Yeah, and
Tuesday.
marinate, and also like I feel like it gives me time to marinate on it.
So okay, so I guess we'll keep it to Tuesdays at 10:30.
Yeah, I'm liking Tuesdays.
Or the only reason I did 10:30 today is because I had a screener today that I had to go to, so I did it because I got out of the screener. I saw If. I'll leave my review for that. Another like, but if that's an indication of how I felt about the movie, but I don't know if I want to do it this late because it's also midnight now, so I'm gonna do a little earlier than 10:30. So what time? We'll talk about it offline, but
yeah, we will.
We'll stick to Tuesdays with the review to give, like I said, give people time to review. But I don't think it's going to be 10:30 Eastern. It's going to be earlier. But with that said, guys, again, like, share, comment, interact for the All Gay Rhythm. What did you think about the episode? All of that stuff. And come pull up and join us next week for episode 2. And join me tomorrow night to talk about, with Fantastic Frankie, to talk about the season finale of X-Men 97. With that, thank you guys for watching. Thanks again, Black Girl Talk Fangs, for the super chat. And we are out.